It is so much fun to introduce you to two people. One you've already met, Nika Leoni. She's a composer, a local composer, and a lovely lady. Hello, Nika.
Hi, hello.
Nice
Thank,
to have you here.
thank you so much. It's great to be here.
And also we have Kathryn Thompson Favazza, who is the librettist for a new opera. Hello there, Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. Thank you for having me today.
Oh, it's great to have both of you with me. And you two have been working on a project that is so exciting, near and dear to my heart, because it involves not only opera, but also kids. Tell us about your new opera, Secret of the Gold Queen. Start with you, Nika. What ignited this whole thing?
The idea actually got conceived years ago when I was still living in New York City. I had a production company called Classical Presentations, through which I produced some shows, concerts, and I was approached by an organization asking me to produce a children's show, like a children's opera. So I commissioned a composer who wrote the opera, and it was great success. And it gave me such satisfaction that I decided to create more shows. And now, for these shows, I was commissioning other people. And it just happened that at the same time, I was going to graduate school to study composition. It was only natural that one day I decided, I think I want to try my own hand in writing an opera for children. I have a great passion in educating kids and teaching them about music. And I think that this form of music work really delivers to kids. If you make a compelling story, they will get the music sort of like through the back door, and they will hear the music idioms and harmonies, and was the idea behind creating a show for children. And also, you might ask me why chess. At the same time, my two sons, they were in elementary school and they signed up for an after school chess club at their school. And they just happened to love it so much that they were becoming better. And we started taking them to all these chess tournaments. Chess tournament takes a full day. It's a long event. And usually all the parents just hang out there waiting for their kids to be done. So at all these tournaments, I was sitting and waiting for my kids to be done. And several times I would peek in the room to see how they're doing. And I would see a room full of kids who are very quiet, very patient, thinking about their next moves. And I was thinking, this is such an amazing sport that develops and teaches kids at the young age to be patient, to be honest. It teaches good sportsmanship and it teaches them to think, but most of all, be very kind to each other and be courteous to your partner, to your opponent, whether or not you win or lose. It just gave me an idea. Those two ideas, those two events merged in my head. Kids opera, chess, what a great idea to merge those two and have create a story that teaches kids a lesson that the winning power comes from all those qualities: dignity, honesty, kindness, and respect and patience. So I wrote the fairy tale that takes place in the chess kingdom, and in which the chess pieces become live and they find themselves in the situation that is a difficult situation, a conflict, because of one of them who was not very kind and not very polite and not very courteous. And so there is a conflict and a problem and a challenge. And that's pretty much the plot. But then it all ends in the lesson being delivered by the Gold Queen. I'll let Kathy talk about the story a little bit later, but that's pretty much how it all developed. And then when I moved to St. Louis, I met Kathy. We became friends, and Kathy and I became collaborators on another opera, actually, called Flame and Shadow, that we've been working for all these years on. But this is a full-scale opera that will probably take us quite some time to finish. We met Matthew Kearns, who is the director of St. Louis Fringe Festival, who got so excited about an idea to produce an opera at his festival that he gave us all the time in the world. He says, please, please finish the opera, take your time. I would love to produce it at the festival. And then a couple of years ago, I happened to talk to Matthew, and he said, next year, I'm planning several children's shows. And I said, actually, I have another opera in the making, children's opera. He loved the idea. I reached out to Kathy and I said, hey, do you want to finish this children's opera first? So we decided to work on it. Last year, I applied for the Regional Arts Commission grant to produce this draft version of the opera. I got the grant and here we are.
That in its own right is a great tale. How fortunate all of these elements came together for you. Now, when you're performing it, you're actually going to be using piano on this draft performance. Can you elaborate on that just a little bit?
Yes, when I started composing an orchestrated version. However, when I applied for the grant, I realized that the budget wouldn't really work well for a chamber orchestra. So I decided to reduce it to the piano vocal version. So there are a few scenes that are already orchestrated, but the rest of it with the piano, my plan for the future is to orchestrate the rest of it. We have 6 main characters who are the gold queen and king and the gold pawn, and also their counterparts, silver. As you can tell, we have a chess kingdom of gold and silver pieces. The rest of the chess pieces in our working production would be a few pieces on each side, and they are the chorus ensemble members.
So now, Kathy, with all this wonderful background, just how did it all come together on your end of things?
Nika had been working on this particular opera for quite some time before I became involved. It was really a matter of understanding Nika's vision for the story that she had already devised in her mind, these chess worlds colliding and trying to find peace. There was already some material written. So Nika and I thought it would be really fun to come together and figure out how to finish this amazing piece. We started drafting about a year ago, and now being able to present at Fringe. Thank you, Fringe Fest. I think that what we're presenting on the 9th will be interesting and quite entertaining for the kids, although not a complete work yet, an understandable piece that will eventually become something quite wonderful. I'm very proud of it. I'm really excited to collaborate with Nika. We work very well together. So it's just been a wonderful experience.
Have there been any sections or lines and things you may have had to just adapt as things have fleshed out?
Yes, and I think the story, even though Nika had a really clear vision of what she wanted, the story does change as we start writing and as Nika starts developing music. And so words change pretty frequently. In fact, I imagine they've been changing even over the past couple of weeks in rehearsal. It's a forever evolving process.
As you were talking about this, I was thinking it's just a great thing that you're a singer, so that the words really do lend themselves to the melodic influence.
Yes, and when they don't, I don't sleep about it. I think about it a lot and trying to get the right vowel in the right place, depending on the voice. Nika and I, even in our other project, go back and forth all the time with, does this make sense for the singer? Is this comfortable? And then does the wording make sense as well? Do we want it to rhyme here? Not necessarily rhyme. And so, yeah, it's it's definitely, but I love the fact that I'm a singer and I can relate to singing in English, which is one of the most difficult language to
Yes.
sing in.
In the future, of course, my ambition is to market it to opera theaters for the fully staged, costumed, orchestrated production.
Yeah,
But I can totally reduce it to a school format. It could exist in that form, definitely.
it really could. Is there any specific age range of the children that this is geared for?
That's an interesting question because if it were fully costumed and staged production, I would say any age. But because it's a concert version, it would really be best to be geared towards kids who would understand the story and understand the plot. We live in the chess capital of the United States and possibly even the world. There are so many kids who take classes, who go to the chess club. There are so many schools who have chess classes and chess clubs. There are a lot of kids who understand chess and the terminology and the concepts. And even though our story does not require you to know chess because we explain everything, I'm sure that there will be many kids of even younger ages who already understand those concepts. So I would say 5, 6. Kathy and I also like to say that it would be enjoyable for kids of any age, including the adults.
That's the category I fall into. I love the fact that you have life lessons in there. Be fair, be kind, be honest, be a good sport. Those are timeless principles. Has that been fun for you to work into the texts, Kathy?
Yes, this opera is a little over an hour. Because it's for children, we didn't want it to be too long. And interestingly, not easy to put those lessons into an hour's worth of music and performance. So we had to think really long and hard and do a lot of edits to try to figure out which lessons were most important. Obviously, sportsmanship, honesty, integrity, being fair, being kind. Those were the big ones that stuck out for us. So trying to find a way to create the text to incorporate all of those lessons was a challenge for this size or this time limit that we had. But I think we've done it.
Curiosity compels me to ask, are you going to be recording this?
Yes, absolutely. My main reason for the grant from Regional Arts Commission was to produce a working version of it and also to have a chance to have a high quality promo recording that I can use in my marketing efforts. So yes, absolutely we are. Yes.
Yay, wonderful. So many thanks go not only to Matthew Kearns with the Fringe Fest, but also Regional Arts Commission.
Absolutely.
I have the pleasure of speaking with Nika Leoni, composer, and Kathryn Thompson Favazza, librettist for the new children's opera, Secret of the Gold Queen. This is going to be premiering, world premiere, yay, at the Fringe Fest, the St. Louis Fringe Fest, courtesy of Matthew Kearns. It's going to be on Sunday, June 9th. That's this coming Sunday. It's going to be at 1 p.m. at the High-Low Arts Cafe, which is all part of the Kranzberg complex in the Grand Center Arts District, 3301 Washington Avenue. More information and tickets are available at stlfringe.org. Again, that's stlfringe.org. Tell us now the characters. You mentioned your six main characters, king, queen, and pawn, both gold and then silver. You also have some chorus members?
Yes, a knight and a rook and a bishop from each gold and silver kingdom. Also, we have additional pawns. For the lack of imagination, we just call them pawn 2 and pawn 3. Um, and what's interesting is that Kathy and I have different views on whether a pawn is a female voice or a male voice. And so when I started writing the opera, I actually envisioned them all girls and female voices. So the main silver pawn is the coloratura soprano. Our main villain in the opera is Mark Fryman, a wonderful baritone bass. Gold Queen is going to be sung by Emily Truckenbrod. Silver Queen, obviously, of course, is Benedetta. Samantha Arton is singing the role of Silver Pawn, and the main gold pawn is sung by Olivia Rolland. The gold is a wonderful tenor, Mark Saunders, and the rest of the amazing singers are in the ensembles.
And the marvelous playing of Gail Hintz,
Yes,
pianist.
yes, absolutely.
Very fortunate to have Gail on board.
Very, very helpful in rehearsal as a coach. This is not obviously a known work, so it's her first time working with it, but she gives amazing advice to singers on how to go about certain passages. It's been very interesting and rewarding.
The venue, which is the High-Low Arts Cafe. Tell us about this and how does this lend itself to what you're doing?
It's very light and airy, big windows, and it has a beautiful platform that we're utilizing as a stage. When I came down there, I noticed there's no piano, and I'm like, oh, what are we going to do? And it just happens that we have this amazing friend, Joe Jackson with Jackson Pianos, who has always been very generous and supportive, an amazing partner and sponsor. Jackson Pianos are donating a beautiful grand piano for our performance. It works beautifully for us.
It's a first floor venue, Kathy, so there are no steps to enter the space. And then the back of the space, I believe, has a cafe. I don't know if the cafe will be open. If anyone does bring younger children and needs to walk out, they're welcome to do that. It is very conducive to hosting children, so we're excited about that.
We certainly want to encourage families to bring the kids. With the tickets, do you know the prices?
It's $25 for adults and $5 for kids. And Kathy, we have a few tickets that we're giving away to low-income families who can't afford bringing their kids to a music performance. So anyone wants to get a free ticket for themselves and for their child, they can reach out to us, and we have just a few tickets left that we're giving away.
How do they do that?
They could reach out to us through our website, goldqueenopera.com.
Joe Jackson is such an amazingly generous corporate citizen. He's just done so many random acts of kindness. Yeah.
Undoubtedly. He's been phenomenal.
And we are very grateful to have him as our partner and as our sponsor. I actually happen to have my piano repaired by them as well. Amazing, high quality, and great service, and exemplary business.
Yes. Once again, bring the kiddos, kids of all ages. The Secret of the Gold Queen, the world premiere presented by the St. Louis Fringe Festival, Sunday, June 9th at 1 p.m. at the High-Low, 3301 Washington Avenue in the Grand Center Arts District. Information and tickets are available at stlfringe.org. And if there's anyone who's hearing this who is in a situation where they can't afford those tickets, or if you know of someone that would like to attend who could not afford that themselves, go to goldqueenopera.com. Nika, Leoni, Kathy Favazza, thank you both.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Kathy.
you, Kathy. We're so grateful to you as well. Thank you for your support.
I'm absolutely thrilled to do this. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much and for all you're doing for our St. Louis creative community.